Hey there, everybody, and welcome. Today I'm going to be playing a solo game of Obsession from beginning to end using the soon to be released now official version of Obsession for Windows. I'm recording this video about a week ahead of launch. And if you're new to Obsession or you simply want to get a good feel for how the program is used in practice, then you've come to the right place. Now, to keep this video moving along and perhaps to demonstrate at different times the different features of the program, I don't promise to make this solo game an example of optimal play. In fact, I honestly expect I'll be lucky if I pull out a win. But I'll probably be cheating a little bit along the way, as you'll see, again, in my desire to present as many features of the program as possible and expose you to all the various aspects of it. One caveat here, and that is I had a cold a week ago. I'm past the cold, but the cough has stuck around. It's not a COVID cough. It's just a cold cough. I get sick from my grandkids these days now all the time. If you hear a kind of a scratchy throat, I apologize in advance. All right, here we are with the starting screen, setting up a game when you're launching the program for the first time and you haven't changed any of the settings. So I'm going to come up here and change the name to read Larry. For today's game, I'm going to basically turn on everything. I'm going to play with the upstairs downstairs expansion. I'm going to play with the west expansion. I will play with yeah, let's go full stock. So the default for promo tiles and promo cards is 30%. I'm going to actually bump that up a little bit and make it 50%. So we get a wide variety of different possibilities today, hopefully. I'll come back to milestones. Let's play an extended game. So normally a game is 16 rounds, but this extended game is going to last a little longer, 20 rounds. But like I said, I'm going to keep this moving along so that we don't get bogged down anywhere. I will have a starter draft. If you don't select a starter draft, then you're going to get two starting casual guests in your hand drawn randomly. I want to demonstrate the draft, so I'll turn that feature on as well. I'm going to leave the courtship closed, so there's a degree of mystery as to what category the Fairchilds are interested in. I'm not going to play with any of the market churn options. When you're playing a solo game, the solo AI pretty much churns the market on its own. So I'm going to leave those options alone. I will turn on the refresh servant with 2 reputation and a hall boy feature. That was a feature that was suggested by user WebDancer, and Dan liked it. Normally, if you want to refresh a servant from servant's quarters into available service, you have to pay 3 reputation. But if you have the hall boy, you can spend the hall boy, if you will, move him into expended service, and refresh a servant by spending only 2 reputation. Let's turn on intensive service. By default, the brushing room, the butler's pantry, the servant's quarters will be part of the initial builder's market. And so we could demonstrate how a lot of that works. Click OK to that. Lastly, I am going to turn on milestones. Normally, you wouldn't play a solo game using milestones because the solo player, the AI, doesn't do anything with milestones, doesn't try to achieve them, in fact, can't achieve them. So honestly, if you can achieve both, you're adding an automatic 16 points to your score. I suppose if you're a beginner and you want to have a little bit of an edge, definitely play with milestones. And when you're playing a solo game, you're going to have a good chance of fulfilling one, if not both, of the 2 milestones. All right, I think I've selected everything I want to. Well, we'll just play against Windsor, the beginner, who uses this card for purposes of courtship. We could see that Windsor is particularly strong here in the estate column. So I'm not sure how competitive I'm going to be, but let's just jump into it and see what happens. I'm going to go with my standard family, Howard, and my standard starting servant, bonus servant, if you will, the head housemaid. All right. So here we are with the starter draft. This is my family of cards, and I can pick 2 of these cards to add to my beginning hand. I would like to get a man and a woman. There's one woman here. Or actually, wait a second. Okay, so this is interesting. These 2 jump out at me right away because neither of them require service. She gives me 2 reputation without service requirement. These 2 guys are the same, except he's a man and she's a woman. They both provide 0 victory points. He requires a valet, but she doesn't require any servant, but they both provide 2 reputation. So I'm definitely going to be taking Miss Agnes Dansby here. And I'm happy with this fellow who also does not require service, Reginald Hopkins. He provides a favor of 100 pounds. I'm very happy with those 2 choices. All right, so here's first of all, the starting milestones. The 2 milestones, these are public objectives we're going after. So I want to try to get all of my upstairs, downstairs servants. Well, I already have 2 of them. I have the cook because I'm playing Howard, and I have the head housemaid because I chose her as my bonus servant. So I'm going to want to get a useful man and a hall boy before the end of the game. I'll probably get the useful man first because I suspect, because I'm playing an extended game, I'm going to want to activate the private study for village fair planning. During each of the 3 village fairs, the useful man will give you an extra 200 pounds. And if you've activated the private study, which I typically do during an extended game, because there's 3 village fairs, that's a total of, 900 pounds and 6 reputation just by activating the private study over the course of the game. And the second milestone here is activate 7 or more tiles. Flip them over to their activated side. That's not going to be difficult at all. So rest assured I'll have both of these at the 8-point level, of course, before the end of the game. Okay, that's the milestones. Let's take a look at the builder's market. So I got the brushing room, the butler's pantry, the servants' quarters. We got a little bonus service tile here thrown into the mix. The housekeeper's room. Boy, that wouldn't be too bad to grab. And then we have a tennis court, PR2 tile, nice, and a PR3 north dining room over here. So I'm all happy about that. My starting objectives, victory point per prestige tile. So I'm going to want to have a lot of prestige. Finish the game with at least 1 of each female servant. I have finished the game already. I haven't even started the game, and I already have 1 of each of the female servants. So this is a guaranteed 6 points if I don't get rid of that objective. I want to have the barn and the brushing room. I'm going to certainly try to get the brushing room if I can. And I want to have 3 of each category of an improvement tile. So that means I want to have at least 3 essentials, 3 service, 3 estate, 3 prestige, and 3 sporting tiles. And that's good for 7 points. So I'm definitely going to try for that as well. I'm going to, in this box up here, I'm just going to make some notes. Well, I will write here that I want 3 tiles per row. And if I possibly can, get the brushing room and the barn. What the heck, I'll also mention here, I want to get all the upstairs, downstairs servants. Very quickly, if you're new to the program, here's my available service and all my servants. We've looked at my objectives. I can right-click to go back to my hand. Here's a summary of what's in the builder's market. This row of tiles down here. Here's a summary of the objective I'm holding right here. Although my reminders are going to be a little easier for me to remember what I'm trying to achieve over the course of the game. I'm going to be using my keyboard a lot, so I'm using the B key to bring up the builder's market. Given the assortment here, I'm going to probably aim to grab the brushing room right away. It's only 100 pounds, so that should be easy. If I can just get by one round and not have the AI steal the servants' quarters, that's going to be my second priority. Let's begin with the bowling green. I'm going to activate the bowling green. This requires 2 gentry. My footman's already populated the tile. And I'm just going to use my 2 starting guests who don't require service. This is going to gain me 300 pounds plus 100 pounds from Reginald Hopkins, 400 pounds. I'll also get 2 reputation from Agnes Dansby. Speaking of reputation, let's add the cook to this tile for an extra reputation. So that's 3 reputation I'm going to gain from this. I think we're good to go. Let's continue. And oftentimes you'll see me come up here and click continue. So there's 400 pounds, 300 from the tile, 100 from the guest, and the 3 reputation, 1 from the cook and 2 from Agnes Dansby. And with my 400 pounds, as promised, I'm going to go after the brushing room. So now my footmen can act as valets if I'm out of valets, if I don't have any available. I'm now going to end my turn and let the AI perform its first turn. Now when the AI goes, the AI rolls a die, and on a 1 to 4, it's going to take the tile in the first position of the builder's market, a 5 to 7 the second, 8 to 10 the third, 11 to 12 the fourth, 13 to 14 the fifth. If it rolls a 15, it'll take the sixth. If it rolls a 16 or through or a 19, it won't do anything. It won't make any purchase, but it will reduce its next die roll by 5 to ensure it does make a purchase the next time around. If it happens to roll a 20, then it's going to refresh the builder's market and still reduce its next roll by 5 because it won't be making a purchase. If there's a monument, however, in the builder's market, it does things a little differently. If it rolls a 1 to 7, it's going to grab the leftmost least expensive monument. Otherwise, you could see through a various set of distribution, it's going to take the tile in position 1, 2, 3, or 4, or not make any purchase or refresh the market. All right, so I'm going to end my turn, let the AI roll the 20-sided die, and see what it's going to take from me. 4, it takes the housekeeper's room. That's great. I'm actually very pleased with that because it shifted everything left, and now the servants' quarters is only going to cost me 500 pounds, and I already have 300 pounds. So all I have to do here is make another 200 pounds, and I'm going to be happy. And I still have my family, so I can get 200 from the father and 100 from the son. Getting the servants' quarters is going to be easy. If I can somehow pull off the butler's pantry, I'll consider that a nice trifecta, but I'm going to need 400 pounds to get to that, and I'm probably going to blow all my money right here. All right, so I'm going to go with the private study. I don't have the useful man yet, so I'm only going to get 300 pounds when the first private study comes around in round 4. We're currently in round 2. But I am going to enlist the help of the father for 200 pounds and the son for 100 pounds. So I'm not going to get any reputation gain during this turn. All right, I'm going to continue. 100 pounds from the son. So I'm up to 600 pounds, more than enough to take the servants' quarters. Very happy about that. Let me end my turn. We'll let the AI roll the die and see what it gets. Gets a 15. It's going to take the West Saloon in the 6th position. Oh, and the business room just came out. That's one of the new tiles. associated with the useful box that's going to be coming out later this year. So if I can, I'll try to grab that tile before the AI does so you can see how that tile works in practice. Round 3 is going to go to the front parlor. I'll add the cook for an extra reputation. I need 2 ladies. That's going to be definitely the mother. She offers 2 options. I can either draw 2 casual guests and keep 1, or I can dismiss a guest. Now, I have nobody I need to dismiss, so this is basically going to be a screen casual guest from the mother. And for the daughter, she gives me an unscreened casual guest. I'm not going to get the admirer bonus of 2 reputation. The only way you can get that is if you have a prestige male guest, also part of the activity. But by adding the head housemaid to the daughter, I've now turned this into a screen casual guest as well. So both of these are going to provide me the same favor. Draw 2 casual guests, pick 1 to keep. The other one goes to the bottom of the deck. I'm going to get 3 reputation from the front parlor and one additional reputation, so that's 4 reputation. I'll end up with 2.3 reputation. Before the end of the game, I want to get up to reputation of 9, which is the maximum for an extended game. Let's continue. There I am at 2.3. For the mother, I do have the choice. I'm going to draw the 2 casual guests and pick 1. So this is actually a choice for Lady Diana Stark. Because of the head housemaid, I'm choosing between Agnes Harpstead, who costs me £100 and gives me a casual guest, and Lady Allison Thatcher, not much better, cost me £200 in exchange for a prestige guest. That's not terrible, except for the fact that I have to pay £200 for it, and they both provide negative VP. Oh man, that's a lousy way to start. 2 bad choices, but of the 2 of them, I'm going to go with Allison Thatcher. Okay, hopefully the mother will give me something better to choose from. She gives me Miss Beatrice Wilton, who costs me a reputation in exchange for a casual guest. Doesn't require service, but still, that's not a very good trade-off. And over here we have Thomas Handel, requires a valet, gives me 2 casual guests. Unscreened casual guests are not my favorite. Of these 2, I will take Thomas Handel. All right, I have £100 to my name, and that's not enough to buy anything. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to cancel. I've spent all my money on the servants' quarters and the brushing room. We're going into round 3. That's going to be the village fair next round. Courtship's 2 rounds away. Let's end the turn. Give the AI a chance. It rolled low. It's taking the butler's pantry. Okay. But there is another service tile there. There's the laundry. Place a female servant to refresh a casual guest of choice. Not one of my favorite service tiles. I may pass on that. Oh, we just had the village fair, so I'm a little late to pass and get the useful man at this point. We earned 2 reputation for the village fair and £300, but I'm still going to pass at this point and continue with a much stronger hand of cards. I am going to hire 2 servants, and for my 2 servants, yeah, I'm going to grab the useful man for sure. He's going to give me £400 for the remaining 2 village fairs. And I might be able to use them here and there to discount the cost of a builder's market tile by £100. So he's one of my choices. My second choice, I have the brushing room, so I'm going to take a footman. So I have plenty of opportunities to have pseudo valets available to me. So those are my 2 servants that I'm purchasing. I do have £400. I could buy something here, and I think it's going to be the tennis court since I'm currently at reputation 2, and that provides a nice benefit of £300. What came up here? The Cabinet of Curiosities. I'm hoping that the AI does not steal the business room, because I would like to grab that to demonstrate how it works. With that, I'm going to end my turn, and we'll see what the AI does here. He rolls a 9. Oh, it was close. He took the fence paddock, not the business room. It's the service courtship. Oh, not so bad. We each came up with 3 victory points in service. That was thanks to my grabbing the servants' quarters and the brushing room. So I had 3 points, and Windsor has 3 points in service as well in the first courtship. So we tied, and I got a victory point card, one that I can redeem for 3 reputation. More likely, I'll hold on to this for the 4 points at the end of the game. If I hit the accent grab tilde key in the top left corner of my keyboard, I can take a very quick peek at Windsor. We could see that Windsor also got a VP card. I'm not going to click this. I want to keep the mystery alive and not know what it is that Windsor drew. I have to discard an objective card. I really want to try to achieve the tableau bonus, so I'm going to hold on to that for the 7 victory points. I've definitely achieved this. I'd like to achieve this. This is going to depend on whether a barn shows up. And I just don't know how many prestige tiles I'm going to have. If I wanted to achieve this, I'm going to have at least 3. But that's only 3 points from this. So I'm going to hold out for the barn. I'm going to get rid of this objective here. So that sound was the laundry going into the service reserve in the builder's market. That caused everything to shift. The imported marble floor now is in the 700-pound position of the supply, and the North Library came out in the 800-pound position. I am aiming for the business room, which is going to cost me 300 pounds. I already have 100 pounds and I just passed, so that should be very easy for me to get. If I was playing normally, I'd probably go for the north dining room. But this is an enticing tile, but I'd rather demonstrate it, so let's go for the business room. We haven't gone to the main gazebo yet. We haven't gotten a prestige guest yet, so let's go to the main gazebo. We'll add the cook. And I might actually add the head housemaid to the main gazebo in order to try to grab a male prestige guest that I can pair off with my daughter at some point. So this would get the head housemaid, of course, would allow me to screen the prestige guest. Let me figure out who I'm inviting, though, first. Well, I do need some money, so I think the son for 100 pounds. And should I just go for the father? I could just go with Reginald Hopkins. No, I can't use the father. If I want to buy the business room, I need the father to activate the business room. So let's go with Reginald Hopkins. That's going to give me 200 pounds. It'll get me up to 300, exactly what I need to buy that business room. I'm going to get 1 reputation from the cook and let's put the head housemaid on this tile in order to screen the prestige guest that's coming. Okay, I think that's good. 100 pounds from the son. There's my 300 pounds. There's the 1 reputation from the cook. I'm now at family reputation of 3. Here are my choices for prestige guest. Over here I have Lady Violetta Greenway. Provides me 2 reputation, but does require a lady's maid. And here I have Charles Fitzwilliam. He provides 4 reputation at the cost of a valet, but he's a promo card. He comes with a penalty. He requires me to dismiss 2 casual guests, excluding those with negative victory points, as soon as I hire him. As much as I'd like to have promo cards in play, I'm going to go with Violetta Greenway, I think. She's not a male prestige guest, but she is a prestige rating 3, I'm going to be able to use her right away. Although honestly, Agnes Dansby is a better choice between the two of them because they both provide 2 reputation. Agnes doesn't require service. At least I'm getting 2 victory points from Violetta Greenway. All right, with my 300 pounds, I'm going to take the business room, which I'm going to want to activate on my next turn, and I'm going to need the father to do so. I do have my useful man now. He's in servants' quarters, and I have the servants' quarters tile, so I could technically use him to reduce the cost of the business room by 100 pounds. And considering the village fair is still 3 rounds away, I see no reason why I wouldn't want to do that. So I will reduce the cost by 100 pounds. Let the AI go. Rolls a 6. Oh, of course it takes the monument with a roll of a 6 because the monument was there. This is the objective card round, one of the 2 objective card rounds when playing an extended game. I definitely plan to have max reputation, so I want to hold on to this. 10 victory points if I end the game with at least 1 of each male servant. One of the butler pantries have already been stolen. There's no guarantee a butler's pantry is going to come out. So if I were going to be discarding, it's going to be one of these 2 objectives when I next have to discard at the second season. We're in round 7. And as I said, I wanted to host the business room. So that requires the lord of the manor. That means I can only activate the business room by playing the father. The 200 pounds that the father gives me as his benefit is going to go right onto the business room tile. So I'm not going to gain 200 pounds from the business room. I'm going to make an investment of the 200 pounds from the father, and then we're going to let that ride, and I'm going to accumulate 200 pounds every round thereafter until I'm ready to take my investment out and take all my cash. Knowing me, I'll probably do that when the builder's holiday comes around. So I get 200 pounds, but I lose 200 pounds right away. So with 100 pounds, I don't think I can make any purchase whatsoever. So no purchase this round. And we'll see what the AI rolls. Don't take the cabinet of curiosities, please. Oh, took the parish church. I would have liked that too. This is the first turn after purchasing the business room. Question is, do I want to gain the 200 pounds that's accumulated on the business room right here, as you can see? That will flip it to its unactivated side. But if I don't do that, then I'll just add another 200 pounds to my investment, and that'll grow to 400 pounds. So I am going to definitely click no. And now the 400 pounds is sitting on the business room. Hopefully that's going to grow to at least 1,000 pounds before I'm ready to cash out. What do I want to get if I can? Well, definitely the North Dining Room would be my next choice because I'm now at Reputation 3. But that requires 5 guests. That is going to be tricky. I'm going to need at least 1 guest added to my hand this turn. All right, that's my game plan. We're going to play the tennis court. Well, at least I'm going to have some cash on hand. So that's going to give me 300 pounds. Who am I going to invite here? I'm going to sort from high prestige rating to low, which tends to show all the better benefits off to the left. If I want to have a chance of getting the North Dining Room and playing it next turn, I got to leave myself with 5 guests. So if I play Agnes Dansby this round, I know I'm going to have to spend at least 1 lady's maid next round. We have the problem with Allison Thatcher, which requires that I have 200 pounds to spend. I'm going to have to invite him. So I'm going to definitely invite Thomas Handel Do I want to put the head housemaid on him to at least screen one of those casual guests? I think so. Oh, I definitely want to add the cook here for reputation. We'll add the head housemaid to Thomas Handel to screen one, not both, of these casual guests. And I have to play Violetta Greenway, because if I don't, if I play Agnes Dansby, then I need two ladies' maids at least, depending upon what I pull for Thomas Handel. I definitely have to invite Violetta Greenway to this activity. Let's go with that. Hopefully I'll get a couple casual guests here that I can make use of when I go to the North Dining Room, because I do want to get that, play that before I have to pass again. So I got up to reputation 3.4, and this is my screen casual guest courtesy of Thomas Handel. I already had one, which was unscreened, which is Charles Wadsworth. One reputation, one casual guest requires a valet. That's okay. Not negative victory points, which is good. We have over here Armstrong Pugh, -2 victory points, pay a reputation to get 200 pounds, as opposed to Catherine Eden, 0 victory points, but I automatically get 1 reputation and 100 pounds in exchange for a lady's maid. It's going to be Catherine Eden that I choose here. North Dining Room we're buying for 300 pounds. I could reduce it by 100 using the Useful Man, but the Village Fair is next round. The Useful Man, if he's around, is going to give me 200 pounds. So I'd rather get the 200 pounds from the Village Fair instead of using him to gain 100 pounds here. So I'm going to say no. And now I have the North Dining Room, and I think I can... Oh, and I achieved that second milestone of 7 activated tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. So the nice thing about my program is I don't have to remember the milestones in order to activate them, although I have to remember what they are if I want to have a chance at getting them. Remember that other one is have all 4 upstairs, downstairs servants. So as soon as I get the hall boy, this will be fulfilled. And that'll be another 8 points for me. Like I said, I'm cheating by playing a solo game with milestones, but I did want to demonstrate the milestones in action. AI's turn. Got to end my turn. Forgot to give the AI a chance. Rolls a 12, somewhere here. Yeah, grabs a music room. Village Fair gets me to reputation 4. And now I have 400 pounds, and I can gain an additional 200 from the Useful Man. Do I want to cash out the 400 pounds on the business room? No. So it will now grow to 600 pounds. And we're in round 9. We're going to go to the North Dining Room with the housekeeper. Agnes Dansby is definitely one guest. Let's just invite the daughter. We'll invite the mother. Maybe I'll just use her right now to dismiss Allison Thatcher. I have the footman in the brushing room. That's going to let me play Charles Wadsworth. And now I need that lady's maid from servants' quarters in order to play either Catherine Eden or Lady Allison Thatcher. As much as I'd like a prestige guest, I don't really want to have to pay 200 pounds for it. I think I'm going to go with Catherine Eden, who gives me 1 reputation and 100 pounds. So that's my lady's maid. She's from servants' quarters. When you use servants' quarters, the label turns black, reminding you that you've already taken a servant from servants' quarters. So let's continue. I have 700 pounds, just shy of getting to reputation 5. Bentley Churchill, -3 victory points. And it cost me 2 reputation in order to get 300 pounds. I may actually dismiss him with the mother. He's worse than Allison Thatcher. And my other one was Honorable Thomas Fleck, 0 victory points, £100 in exchange for a valet. Yeah, neither of those were great casual guests. For the mother, I am going to choose her dismiss favor, and I'm going to get rid of Bentley Churchill and his -3 victory points. Goodbye, Bentley. He's a cat, I think. And I have £700 to spend. I'm at reputation 4, almost at reputation 5, which means I would definitely like to get the Cabinet of Curiosities for £500. I could also go for the North Library, guaranteed play at £500. I put my useful man on the private study, so if I was going to play the Cabinet of Curiosities, I would need to pull the useful man out of servants' quarters using my servants' quarters tile to do it. I will have a footman available to me. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to go for the Cabinet of Curiosities. Let's end the turn. Rolls a 16, does nothing this turn. Courtship is a state courtship. I got killed. 12-2. The AI took a VP card. Now I have to discard another objective card at the end of the second season. This is just prior to the PR1 reserve getting set up, which means the writing stables is the only tile that's going to go in there. So the North Library will at least get cheaper. Something else will come out over here at this end. So I'm either discarding this one or this one. Again, no sign of the barn. The only thing in service right now is the laundry. And the easy way to see that is just by hovering over this light blue service reserve box. The little L in there tells me the laundry is the only thing in the service reserve. I guess because this is worth 10 victory points and this is worth 6, probably the chances of a barn coming out are better than the chances of a butler's pantry. But I think I'm going to get rid of this one and hope that I can get a butler's pantry. Oh, national holiday, I forgot. So I can actually play any activity, invite any guest regardless of reputation, which is just grand at a time when I have no servants. So, you know, I didn't prepare for that very well. I am going to let the business room ride, so that's going to grow to £800. I could play the Cabinet of Curiosities, and I don't need the useful man because it is a national holiday. I should have seen that coming, but I am playing too quickly here to pay attention. Might as well. I'm going to get £100 from Thomas Fleck, so that'll offset. So it'll really only cost me £100 to get the prestige guest. It's not going to leave me with any money, however, to make a hire. I will put the cook on the Cabinet of Curiosities to get an extra reputation. Do I want to put the head housemaid on Allison Thatcher to screen that prestige guest? I don't have a male prestige guest yet, so yeah, I would like to improve my chances of getting a male. All right, I think everything's in order here. I'm going to get 7 reputation. That's going to put me up to 6.2. And I'm choosing between Lady Eleanor Palmer, lady's maid, for a prestige guest and a casual guest, and 2 points, versus Crispin, Viscount Chetwynd. He's a PR3, can easily use him. He's only 1 victory point, and for a valet, he only gives me a prestige guest. So of the 2, I would probably normally go with Lady Palmer, but I think he's safer. So I now have my male prestige guest, which is good. I'm going to be passing next turn. I'll only have one guest in hand. No purchase this round. Cancel. And we'll see what the AI is going to do. Now it rolled I think it rolled a 16. Yeah, last. So it's going to reduce whatever it rolls this time by 5 to guarantee that it takes something from the builder's market. Rolled 16 again, which is an 11. It takes the smoking room. And here we are. The builder's holiday is next round. Courtship's in 3 rounds. So I'm going to let this ride. Let it grow to 1,000 pounds. And I guess I'm passing here. So I'll have at least 1,000 pounds plus this 100. I'm going to hire 2. Get the hall boy in order to fulfill that milestone. And now the question is, do I need ladies' maids or valets mostly? Let me sort by prestige rating. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guests that require a valet, 1, 2, 3 guests that require a ladies' maid, but I do have the brushing room to compensate for the need for the valet, so I'm going to take a ladies' maid. That's my second hire. With 100 pounds, I'm not making a purchase. And there's my other milestone fulfilled. So that's 16 points right there that I really shouldn't have earned. Okay, what's the AI going to do? Rolls a 12, somewhere in the middle, gets the tennis court. Round 13, Builder's Holiday allows me to purchase any number of tiles from the builder's market. Also, during a builder's holiday, the AI rolls the die twice and potentially takes 2 tiles from the builder's market in order to simulate the builder's holiday. So this is probably as good a time as any to get that 1,000 pounds from the business room. What are my choices here? This would be a good choice. This is a good choice. That's a good choice. Oh, of course, there's a monument out here, the largest wine cellar. That's an expensive choice, but guaranteed I can get it if I do cash out the business room. I'm definitely cashing out the business room. So I'm going to take the 1,000 pounds, and this is now going to flip to its unactivated side. So I'm going to lose part of the edge I have in essentials. I'm going to drop down to, I think it's a 1-point difference. So I'm going to drop down to +3 in essentials. So yes. So now I have 1,100 pounds. I can close that. I am going to play the north dining room, which requires a housekeeper. Now I played this last turn, so this turn I'm not going to gain anything from it. I don't have any tile I can play to I mean, I suppose I could play the business room again. So let's sort from high to low. And, and let's put the cook on the north dining room before I forget. Now, the north dining room itself doesn't give me any benefit. We're going to try to invite Crispin for a prestige guest. Jury's out as to whether I'm going to put a head housemaid on him or not. Next, so now we have a male prestige guest. Let's grab the daughter for the admirer's bonus. So now we're going to get 2 reputation from her, but we're going to get a casual guest. So frankly, if I'm going to put a head housemaid anywhere, it's going to be here on her. We have Violetta Greenway. Now I can get the 2. I can go with Agnes Dansby without having to use a lady's maid. So let's tentatively do that. I can play Reginald Hopkins for 100 pounds. If I'm not going to do the business room, I can play the father for 200 pounds. So that's 5 of 6. I guess it's not so terrible to play Violet or Greenway. I have the second lady's maid. Let's get her 2 reputation. So we actually didn't need anything from servants' quarters this turn. 6 guests, all services covered. Everything's good. I've got the cook on the north dining room. I think we're good to go. Oh, wait. I do have the servants' quarters, and I have the hall boy now. I could put the hall boy on Reginald Hopkins and get an extra £100. Let's continue. Got me up to £1,500 and a reputation of 7.4, except I just lost 3. That can only mean one thing. I've invited Thomas Hurt. Where are you? Yep, Thomas Allen Hurt. Costs you 3 reputation when you invite him. The clumsy Mr. Hurt has a pronounced stutter, but over time, everyone comes to adore his warmth and sincerity. So it does cost you 3 reputation when you get him. He goes right into your discard pile because he is a little bit clumsy and he has to warm up before he gets to know everybody in the room. He does provide you with a victory point card, however, so the sooner I can pass and get him into my hand, the better. This is my screen casual guest for the daughter. I'm choosing between Elizabeth Viscountess Peel and Prudence Baker, who happens to be another newcomer, courtesy of the Useful Box expansion coming out later this year. They both require a lady's maid. She gives me 2 reputation. She gives me £100. I think I'm going to have to pass on you, Prudence, and go with Viscountess Peel here. So I've got £1,500 to spend. I think I have to go for the largest wine cellar. I can't let the AI grab that. Doesn't help my 3 tiles per column objective. I'm going to grab the largest wine cellar that costs me £1,000, though I can discount it by 100 using the useful man. Courtship's in 2 rounds. There's no village fair in sight. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't do that. So I will discount it by 100. I have £600 remaining. I could grab the North Library, but that doesn't really help me achieve 3 tiles in every column. It makes more sense for me to grab either the music room or the Lionheart Suite. This is £700. I would have to cash in 2 reputation in order to afford the Lionheart Suite. This is £400. I think the music room makes more sense. And it'll get me to reputation 9 that much faster. So we're going to go with the music room with £200. And I think that's all she wrote. So we're going to end my turn there. And now the AI has a chance to make 2 purchases from the Builder's Market. So what came out? A breakfast room and a hillside kennels. That's fine. First die roll. 16 does nothing. Going to reduce this one by 5. That's a 12. Croquet lawn. And a service tile came out of the bag. It's the servants' hall. Doesn't do me any good. So that's in the reserve right now. Here we are in round 14 with the courtship coming up. And I just gained 1 reputation thanks to my largest wine cellar. We're going to go right to the music room for 4 reputation. Uses my butler. 3 gentry I need to invite. Let's go from high to low here. I need to invite 3 gentry. We'll invite Elizabeth Viscountess Peel. That uses the lady's maid I have in available service. 2 reputation there. Catherine Eden would require the other lady's maid from servants' quarters. I have 2 footmen, so I definitely have access to a valet. She gives me £100 and 1 reputation. Let's hold off on her. I could go with the mother and dismiss Allison Thatcher. Let's do that. I could play the son and not have to use servants' quarters, which would allow me to add the cook. Or I could just go with Catherine Eden here and use the lady's maid from servants' quarters and get 2 reputation and an extra £100. I think I'm going to do that. Probably would have normally gone with the son, but I think I'm going to go with her instead. That means I'm using servants' quarters and I'm down 1 lady's maid potentially next round. All right, so I'm looking at gaining 4, 5, 6, 7 reputation and £100, and I'm going to dismiss Allison Thatcher. The 7 reputation is going to get me to 8.4. I'll be at 8.5 with my largest wine cellar automatically next round. Looking good. All right, and for Victoria, I'm going to dismiss and sort by victory points. And there you are, Allison Thatcher, you're gone. All right, I have £300 to spend. I still need tiles here for the estate column. I don't think anything's come out. I don't remember anything coming out. I really have my eye on the hillside kennels. I need that 3rd tile over here in sporting. So I'm going to hold on to the £300 and let it ride. I'm not going to make a purchase. AI rolls another 16. Wow, 16. It's an essentials courtship. I actually win the courtship. Yay. I didn't get a great choice of victory point cards there. But who am I choosing here? Charles or Elizabeth? I need prestige guests, so I have to go with Elizabeth. The one I just drew was a 3-pointer. They're usually 3, 4, or 5 points, so that's a pretty lousy draw. I have to discard. It's looking like I'm never going to get the butler's pantry and the under butler, so I think this one's going to go. Would have been nice to get your 10 points. There's still another objective card draw because we're playing an extended game, but that won't come until a couple rounds from now. Village Fair, £300, 2 reputation, and another £200 from the useful man. All right, it's round 16. I have a Fairchild in my hand. I just got a reputation thanks to the largest wine cellar. I don't have a great tile to play. Everything I own has been flipped. If I play the Cabinet of Curiosities with Elizabeth and I pass on one more time before the end of the game, that means I can get 2 plays of Elizabeth before I have to get rid of her. So let's go to the Cabinet of Curiosities again. We're going to go with Elizabeth Fairchild. Oh, with the housekeeper, because my 2 ladies' maids over in servants' quarters. We can invite the son. He'd be easy. We could also put the cook on the Cabinet of Curiosities before I forget. Let's invite the son. We can put the hall boy on him and get £200. I certainly don't need the reputation. I'm at max already. I could use the head housemaid. to screen Elizabeth's prestige guest, but I'm at reputation 9. I don't think I need to be screening. Do I return the housekeeper and use one of the ladies' maids? I don't think it matters. You know what? I'm going to be passing next turn. I'm fine. I'll just let the housekeeper ride on the on Miss Fairchild there. So let's continue. 100 pounds from the son, 200 pounds with the hall boy. And my program's warning me that I'm about to gain 7 reputation. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the cook makes 5, plus 2 from Elizabeth makes 7. Of course, I only have room for 3, so I would lose 4 reputation. So yes, I do want to cash out 4 of my reputation for 200 pounds. So right-click on here once, spend 2 reputation to get 100 pounds, right-click again, spend another 2 reputation to get another 100 pounds. Now when I gain 7 reputation, I'll come to 9.3 and I'll be at 9.5, which means I'll be converting more of that to cash at the end of my turn. But at least at this point, I'm not going to run out of room, so I'm good to go. And there's my prestige guest. It is Richard, Duke of Longford. Excellent choice. I did not need to screen him. 6 victory points, VP card, 600 pounds. He's an excellent, excellent guest. One of my favorites, probably my favorite. I have 1,200 pounds to spend, and I think it's going to be the Hillside Kennels for the objective, because that'll wrap up my sporting, and now I just have to wait for estate tiles to come out. None have come out. Hillside Kennels, that is. If I recall, the AI rolled a 16 last turn. It's going to reduce whatever it rolls this time by 5. Gets a 12, which means it takes the breakfast room. Round 17, so there are 3 rounds left, plus a courtship. I have to pass. I want to get Thomas Hurd into my hand. I want to get Elizabeth Fairchild back into my hand. So we're going to pass. Oh, I'm about to gain 1 reputation. That's why I need to cash out some of this reputation. You can shift right-click on player money to convert 2 reputation to 100 pounds without flashing, which means you can do this much more quickly. So I can go right-click, right-click. I just spent 4 reputation for 200 pounds. So now I'm at 9-1, so the 1 reputation I'm about to gain from the largest wine cellar is not going to put me over the top. So we'll click continue. Now I'm at 9.2. And as I said, I'm going to be passing. I have no need to hire any longer. I've done all my hiring. So I think I'm going to collect 200 pounds. Oh, a French Guard's come out. Excellent. That's going to cost 900 pounds. With the 200 pounds, I can afford it. I'm 1 step closer to getting the 3 that I need here in the estate column. So with the 900 pounds, I'm going to buy the French Garden. I can even reduce that by 100 pounds with the useful man, only costing me 8, so it'll leave me with 100 pounds. And a flower room came out. So all of a sudden, now all the estate tiles are coming out. I'm feeling very confident about having all 3 rows of tiles filled up. We'll end the turn, let the AI go. Rolls a 2, takes the North Library, 1 of 2. Oh, there's the objective card draw. These are going to be tough to fill. I need a billiards room, a cabinet of curiosities, and a Hillside Kennels. Well, I have the cabinet of curiosities, and I have the Hillside Kennels. I just need the billiards room. I have a shot at 17 points here. Over here, I need the tennis court, the cricket field, and the croquet lawn. I only have the tennis court. Not much chance of fulfilling this, but a 17-pointer would be nice. I got to keep an eye out. I got to make a note of that. these are all pretty much done. I gotta make a note that I need the billiards room. Okay. What am I going to play here? This is 6 Gentry. Take 2 Prestige guests. Hillside Kennels for 300 pounds. I kind of think it makes more sense to go with the French Garden and get the Prestige guests, which I could then possibly play on the Hillside Kennels. So I think I'm going to play the French Garden. I'll put the cook on the French Garden. Let's sort from best to worst. So we're definitely going to play Elizabeth Fairchild for a prestige guest and 2 reputation. We're definitely going to play the Duke of Longford for a VB card and 600 pounds. I've got virtually all the servants I need here. Viscount Crispin, a prestige guest. He takes a footman using the brushing room to fill the role of the valet, so I can't invite anybody who requires valets at this point. And I have 1 lady's maid and a housekeeper remaining. I could invite Violetta Greenway for 2 reputation. Oh, I definitely have to invite Thomas Hurt. And let's go with Agnes Dansby, 2 reputation and no service required. Now, I haven't taken a lot of cash. I'm getting cash over here. Let's put the hall boy on the Duke. Let's just go with it. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I can't invite Thomas Hurt. Not unless I gotta give up Crispin in order to have the valet, well, the footman necessary for Thomas. Okay, so there's a good example of my program saying, no, you can't do that. So I need 1 more guest. I guess it makes sense to go put the father for the 200 pounds. Let's go with it. 1,000 pounds. I'm about to gain 7 reputation. I can only afford 2 before I max out, so I need to cash out at least 6 reputation here. So we're going to shift right click once, twice, 3 times. Paid 6 reputation for 300 pounds. Now when I gain 7, I'll be at 9.4. And the doorbell's going to ring a lot here on my prestige guests. Finally getting prestige guests. So who did I get? Tobias Earl Hale, 3 victory points. Okay. Lucinda Dowager Countess of Exeter, 5 victory points. That's what I'm talking about. And a VP card, 400 pounds. She requires extra service. And here's another good one. Kenneth Viscount Ashwood, 4 victory points, 500 pounds. And with my 1,300 pounds, I think I'm grabbing the flower room. It's expensive, and there are no monuments out there, but this is the tile I need to fulfill that objective, so I'm going for it. I'm out of time. Do I want to use the useful man? Basically, because I have servants' quarters, I could use the useful man here. But I'm thinking I want to use the useful man to ensure I get the billiards room. One of the benefits of the useful man is that you can discard him to get a tile that you need. So I think I am not going to reduce. I'm going to let him come into available service because I may need the servants' quarters for something else next turn. So let's say no here. All right, AI. 7 takes the Lionheart suite. Last round of the game before the final courtship. So I can either go with the Flower Room and Two Ladies or the Hillside Kennels. This lets me invite 3 gentry. There's my money, the money I need to make the purchase. And I don't have a lot of servants available in available service, so I think it's going to be the Hillside Kennels. That makes more sense to play at this point. So that's Reginald Hopkins. I should have included the daughter last turn. That was probably a mistake. That's another 100 pounds, basically 2 reputation. I think I'll invite the son. And then I don't think I have anybody I have to dismiss. If I sort by victory points, my lowest over here is 0, and Angus Dansby is 0. I have nobody I need to dismiss. If I go lowest to highest, it's either the daughter or the mother. The mother gives me an automatic screen casual guest. Let's just go with the mother. Continue. We're taking the 100 pounds from the son. We got 1,000 pounds for the mother. We're drawing 2 casual guests. Now, maybe the safer thing to do here is to dismiss 1 guest who gives me 0 victory points, because there is a risk that when you draw 2 casual guests and draw 2 with negative VP. But the odds are probably better that at least one of them is going to give me 1 or 2 points. So I think I'm going to draw 2 casual and go with the odds. I got 2 guests, each of which is worth 1 victory point. So it doesn't really matter which one. We'll go with Victoria Turner. And now I want the billiards room. One of the benefits of the useful man is that you can discard him to search through the tile bag and find the tile that you want and stick it in the 800 pound slot. You take the North Library out, you shift everything down, you put the tile you want from the bag into the 800 pound slot, and then the North Library gets put back into the bag. Okay, so we're using the useful man. I'm going to right click on him. You can see here, right click to refresh the market or add a tile of choice to the 800 pound space. We want to search through the bag. And I want the billiards room, which is right there. So that goes into the 800 pound slot. I am going to take the billiards room for 800 pounds. Definitely worth it. I'm giving up 4 points by spending 800 pounds, but I'm getting it for purposes of fulfilling a 17-point objective. So it's a no-brainer. All that's left to do here is end my turn and let the AI, I can take this note out. I'll let the AI get its last roll, and I'm probably going to lose this courtship. I'm 3 ahead, 2 ahead, 17 points behind in estate, 9 points behind in prestige. So I'm going to get killed here on the estate, and if prestige comes up, I'm going to get killed there. Frankly, there's nothing here that's going to help the total, so I'm going to lose this last courtship. I won 1 of 3 courtships. That's not a great record if you want to try to beat the AI. AI is taking the breakfast room. A lot of service tiles just came out. Final courtship, I got whipped, 57 to 36. The AI gets another VP card. I have to discard 1. Clearly, it's this one that I couldn't fulfill, but I fulfilled all of these. That's a good 37 points right there. So this one's going. I did win, but I only by a squeaker, 213 to 211 if you count the monument that Windsor got. So it was close, but really not, because I was playing with the milestones, and that was like a freebie 16 points right there. So frankly, if you take that out of the equation, I got beat 211, if you include the monument, to 197. The whole point of this was for me to demo the latest version of Obsession for Windows, which is about to be released. If you're downloading the program, I hope you enjoy it. If you happen to be watching this video and you knew nothing about the fact that I'm giving away Obsession for Windows for free, I'll include links in the show notes. And I hope that a lot of you who don't own Obsession and do download and play the game a handful of times solo, you're going to recognize how fantastic a game this is. So I would encourage those of you who don't own the game to play a lot and then go out and buy it and support Dan Hallagan, because the whole point of this was to support his effort, but it also benefits me if you go to my Patreon page and support this project by throwing a couple bucks my way. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.